and our learning intention asks us to discuss water pollution by looking at eutrophication, organic waste and heavy metal ions. So let's start with a definition of water pollution. Pollution is basically the release of substances into the environment that cause damage to that environment. So usually this causes the levels of dissolved oxygen present in the water to be reduced. So the more pollution there is, the less oxygen that will be present in the water, because pollution produces bacteria, and the bacteria use this oxygen during respiration. So there's three main ways that water pollution can occur, and these are eutrophication, organic waste, and heavy metals. So let's start with eutrophication. So eutrophication is when water is enriched with nutrients such as fertilizers, nitrates, phosphates, and that leads to growth of excess algae and other plants in the water. So eutrophication can occur naturally or artificially. Natural eutrophication occurs when there is a gradual increase of nitrogen and phosphorus in the water, where artificial eutrophication is caused by a dramatic increase in these nitrates and phosphates in the water. And this dramatic increase would mainly be due to a runoff from fertilizers from farming land. Nitrates and phosphate levels rise and are absorbed by the plants, causing rapid growth of the plants, or algae will start to grow on the surface, and algal blooms will form. So as a result of this, when the algal blooms form, light is blocked from getting into the water, so photosynthesis is reduced in the plants below the surface of the water. So over time, this algae and algal blooms will start to decay, and they'll be broken down by bacteria, and the bacteria will be undergoing respiration and they'll be reproducing. So that means the level of dissolved oxygen is depleted. That means it will decrease because the bacteria are using the oxygen in the water for respiration. And this causes fish levels to be reduced, and as a result, fish may be killed off. Species of fish may be killed off because they thrive on the oxygen in the water, and if the oxygen has been used by the bacteria for respiration, then there's not enough oxygen for the fish. Pollution of water can also be caused by discharge of organic waste. Organic waste is simply domestic sewage, slurry, silage effluent, or like effluent from food processing factories, etc. Bacteria and other microorganisms feed off this organic waste, so the waste is broken down, and because of this, oxygen in the water gets used up. So we get this equation here, which will be important to know, that the organic matter uses up the oxygen in the water and produces carbon dioxide and water. The oxygen gets used up, and thus it reduces the level of fish in the water and may cause some species of fish to become extinct. Once all of the oxygen gets used up in the water, anaerobic bacteria start to take over, because anaerobic means no oxygen. So this causes quite a harsh smell in the water, and this smell is due to the presence of a byproduct called hydrogen sulfide, which is produced by the anaerobic bacteria. The third way in which water can be polluted is by heavy metals, and as per their name, they're metals with high relative atomic masses. Examples of heavy metals include lead, cadmium, and mercury. The heavy metals lead to cumulative poisons, and these mainly come from industrial effluents and battery dumping in water. Heavy metals can be tested for using atomic absorption spectrometry. Regulations have been brought about to improve pollution by heavy metals. Pollution by heavy metals can be removed by a process called precipitation. And an example is lead is precipitated out from water using hydrochloric acid. And when the lead is precipitated out, it precipitates out as lead chloride. That's it for this video. Make sure to revisit the learning intentions to make sure you understand everything that we've gone through.